All right. I'm gonna talk about YNR. Okay. So I was thinking about how I'm gonna structure this because, as you know, that they have a lot of cast members, so they have days on and off. So you'll have a story with a character, and it'll be a couple days until you see that character again, or maybe a couple weeks depending on what the storyline is. So I'm gonna go back a little bit because okay, I just saw in the previews for tomorrow that Nikki is still gonna be hiding her drinking, and so I find that, well, I mean, I guess I can understand it, but I also find it odd because, like I've said in other videos, I don't think she has anything to apologize for. Her losing her sobriety was not her fault, not her choice, none of that. So it doesn't apply like it normally would. All right. Okay. Down to today. Right. Well. Okay. I told you that Jill and Mamie are trying to team up, right? Okay. And I said I'm not too sure about that because, and it surprised me because, as far as I know, they've been adversaries the whole time. All right. Um. And yeah, I don't know. They seem to have the same goal, but I don't know if they're gonna reach it because I guess, I mean, it's not a stretch, but there are some people in life that you can have so much animosity and everything with that you have a lifelong strife, and there's nothing you can do to fix it. And that's just the way it is. And to be able to have a relationship, you'd have to cave majorly and maybe give up on some of your ideals or something huge. So I've seen it happen. Um, for soap opera purposes, I don't like it, but I understand it, and it kind of brings back to mind the soap cat fights video I did. Um, Because seriously, the way they were talking to each other and the way the conversation and the level got heated so quickly, I was like, they might actually start throwing blows or something, or at least like throw food. Because okay, now remember, back with your retro soaps, like okay, Vicky and Dorian. Okay, so we're talking Erica Slazak and Dorian. Uh oh jeez. Um Robin Strasser. Okay. Okay, they would have some epic fights. And they would actually enjoy it because they said that they're so nice to each other or whatever, and they had a good friendship off screen. So when they could be that bad to each other on screen, of course they had an understanding that, I'm not really gonna hurt you or anything like that. But they would throw food, they would throw punches, kind of, but of course miss each other. I mean, it was epic. So with Mamie and Jill, but the slight difference with that is that well, of course, it goes deeper than just the surface level. Almost the most of your big fights and continuing fights for years have a deeper meaning than just the current issue. So I think that Jill is either slightly or more than slightly jealous of Mamie because she thinks that Mamie took her father away from her. So maybe that's a big part of it. But I don't like how Jill tried to use money as a means to get her out of town or something. I mean, And she did bring it up today, and it just rubbed me the wrong way. And the way she said, well, it worked last time. I was able to like buy you off because the thing is, okay, maybe I told her I'm not for sale. Like I'm not. You can't buy me. There's no amount of money that you could give me that whatever. And apparently she hadn't said that before, but then she took some amount of money from Jill. So Jill teased again. Well, it worked before. It's just like very low, you know. Um, and they weren't even like fighting. I mean, they were saying words that you shouldn't say, and maybe got a little too heated. But it wasn't like a real thing where you need to like save yourself. So you start bringing up old baggage. It wasn't that kind of a thing. So I think that remark was misplaced at best. Um, okay, as far as Billy and Chelsea, first of all, I told you before, I love this couple. Okay. Also, Chelsea has a way of checking Billy and telling him when he's out of line, when he's not thinking right, when he might do something to mess himself up, but not in a like nagging way, in a loving, I love you, don't do that way. Like for your safety or for your comfort or whatever. Um, so that's cool. Um, all right. And if you were curious about where Lily is, uh, they wrote into the storyline she's now taking a leave of absence. So, oh, and then this makes Nate more uh, useful, for lack of a better word, because he just now was given the chance to be back in the family. Remember that? And so now they need him because of Lily's absence. So that's interesting. Um, Tucker and Audra and that whole thing. Um, I think, okay, well, let's talk about what we know so far. Tucker and Audra had a relationship at some point because the way they make remarks about, well, what we could have had, but we didn't have it, well, that's how it is. And the thing with Kyle now, but Tucker's being a little too aggressive for my taste because he's saying, well, how do you feel about Kyle? And tell me that you're not falling for him. That was last time. This time is, well, what's the dirt? What's he been telling you? Do you have anything? Well, like, how's it going? And I'm like, okay, you can ask her one question. You just peppered her with like five. Give the girl a chance to breathe. But by the way, so Lake of Silver, hot. Still hot. So, all right. And then Kyle and his mother Diane says, goes out to breakfast. See, this is how I keep track of time on soaps. Whatever meal they say it is, I'm like, okay, it's the morning time. Okay, it's nighttime. And then obviously when they have love scenes, it's nighttime. Or sometimes it's daytime, but most times it's nighttime. So that's how I keep track of time and daytime. Um, but she had the weirdest line today. She's like, oh, well, how was, because she came back, they came back, and Jack is all, how was breakfast? And, and then she's like, well, your son ate a whole stack of pancakes. You'd be proud. And I'm like, what is he, like 12? See, this is the thing, okay? This is the thing. Okay, give me a second here. It's going to make sense. They're treating Kyle like he's 12. Okay? And maybe he's acting like he's 12 with this teen crush, 12 or 13, with this teen crush on Audra that's gonna go nowhere. Okay? That's one side. The other side is I've been telling you for months and maybe a year. I don't know. Ever since Allison Lanier took the role of Summer, I'm like, okay, she's good. She knows how to act. I'm not saying that. She's cute and she's all that stuff. But the lines they give her, she sounds like a spoiled brat. So maybe that's why they're a good couple. So maybe Chance should leave her alone and go with Sharon. At least he'd be playing with an adult. So anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that as catty. I really didn't. But it's just like, come on, you know. Well, I mean, okay. Another thing to support what I just said. Remember when Kyle and Summer were going through the thing, and he was sleeping with Audra in the beginning? Okay, her resolution is to go to a theme park and ride a roller coaster. What adult does that? Adult, you either drink a little something, or you might get mad at something and pound your fist or throw something or whatever. No adult goes, you know what I need? Go to a theme park. Okay. Bye, guys.